continuing with the December report. Sorry it's a bit late, but we had just quite busy last couple of weeks. So December 25, we've got your total income. That's from January to December 25, so that's for for a calendar year. This is how this report is set out, and then you've got your net profit for the same period as well, and then the cash and the net profit margin. In the summary, there is a comparison compared to November, so December is compared to November, a decrease of 1.1%, which is not significant, so it's fine. And also in the expenses, it's actually a decrease, so again, it's fine. Green shows positive change, red shows negative or slightly negative change. And then your top expenses, obviously salaries, employer NI, directors, rent, NR fees. And next one is your financial health scorecard, which I set you up with. The total income is slightly down compared to previous month, and the cash as well. So you see the cash balance in here. And this is the detailed profit and loss. So all your sales, your purchases, direct expenses, and all the other categories, which are usually very similar each month. If you compare with previous month, it's fairly similar. And then the profit after all expenses deducted the profit figures for both months. So December here and then November. Again, a comparison. Balance sheet. This is all your assets, bank accounts, wages, director's loans, which is actually your dividends, or this is gonna be your dividends. And all the other balance sheet items. This is your cash flow, so basically how much cash received and how much cash paid throughout the month, and what was the flow of that cash, which you can see in here. So in the last 2 months, November and December, more cash was going out than coming in those months. But obviously it is also because when you send the invoice, you not necessarily get paid in the same month, so sometimes it's an invoice in here, so income, your invoice is accounted for, but it's not paid. So in this bit, the money hasn't been received yet. So this is your income versus expenses, and this is the cash. That's why it's never the same, so the cash in the bank is not necessarily your profit. Sales account, we've only got sales, and this is how your sales been doing in the past few months. So there's been an increase in that as well, apart from this last month, but it's just not very huge, like 1.1% is not significant. Your number of customers who's been active this month, December month, and this is sales by customer, and then what they purchased, if you like. So Gloucester Council, obviously, they are the top spenders. Apart from that, everybody, they just individuals. Cost of sales is direct expenses, cost of goods sold. They are basically the same thing, and even with this student welfare things, they are basically the same category. And then the expense accounts is obviously salaries, employer NI, directors, rents, R fees, all the rest of the bills, light, telephone, insurance, and all that. And this is your cash balance at the end of September, so you can see how it goes and then the comparison again. So that's it. But I downloaded this report from Zero. This is a quarterly one, so just to compare the first quarter of the financial year, which is July to September, and then October to December. I usually check this when I do the VAT. So yours is ready, and it's gonna be this for this quarter, so October to December quarter, with 25 67548. But we will send you the reminder about that. I just wanted to mention it in this. So it's going to be 25,675, and I always check the quarters, the sales when I do the VAT return. It just to sense check it if it's like higher. So you remember last quarter you had 30,000 VAT, but you see that your income was higher than usual, about 20,000. So that would make sense that it was higher. And then all your like cost of sales, they are kind of similar amounts every month or every quarter. And then you can also see all the others in a comparison. You see the employer's national insurance being a lot higher because of what we said about the employment allowance unfortunately ran out a few months ago, so that's a lot higher from now on, unfortunately. And another significant, not that much, but you had the legal expenses here back in the previous quarter, and you don't have any in this quarter. And the salaries, it's due to the girls coming back, I guess, within those periods from maternity. And the rest of it is very similar, but you can see the difference in the profit for the quarter as well. So this is a good place to check our profits and what's been going on for the business in the last quarter. So I hope this makes sense for you, and we will also send your usual VAT reminder emails during next week. So Monica will send out during next week. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much.